Welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. Today we're going to be reviewing Adam's Ultra Foam Shampoo. Welcome back to the Forensic Detailing channel. So today we're reviewing Adam's Ultra Foam Car Shampoo. Let's go through the what's. What is this product? So it's a car shampoo that you can use in a normal wash bucket method. You put it on, you load it up on your mitts, put it in the bucket, get all the suds, and then do the contact cleaning, thing with your car. How you expect a car soap or a car shampoo to be used. But it's also been formulated to use as a pre-wash in what they describe as a foam cannon on this label. I think the Americans have got two types of weaponry when it comes to snow foam lances. I think they have this, correct me if I'm wrong here in the comments, the snow foam gun, I think is just the pea shooter one that goes on your goes on your hose at the normal mains water pressure, which is generally a lot higher in America. And then you have the snow foam cannon that doesn't take any prisoners, I love that word, cannon, that goes on a pressure washer, and it gives you that sort of more kind of spray, more pressure, So that's the difference, I think, between those two. So normal bucket wash or pre-wash in a snow foam lance. One of the other main product claims is a sun-safe formula, which is something we'll talk about a little bit later on, which was a key component to their kind of staple offering, the Adam's Car Shampoo. So it's supposed to have that same kind of technology. That is it. So if you read the product label, safely removes dirt, pollen, soot and other contaminants, does not remove wax, sealants or dry out plastic and rubber, creates a huge amount of thick clinging foam with a foam cannon setup and rinses clean without streaks. Don't eat it as well, I think so there. Another good bit of advice. Let's move on to price. This stuff costs $14.99 for 473 millilitres, so close to half a litre, which is 16 fluid ounces. All the American products are in fluid ounces. You can also buy 1 US gallon of the product, which is about 3.75 litres for £60. Prestige Car Care are the sole distributors of Adam's products in the UK. So all of these products that I'm featuring are available at Prestige Car Care, and I'll put a link in the description. We have a discount code with these guys of Forensics that I think gets you 10%, might be 5%, sorry, I can't remember, but it gets you a discount using the code Forensic at checkout. I think it's 10%. I'll flash it up on the screen. So let's talk about usage and concentration. Adam's advised 3 to 4 fluid ounces in their foam cannon, which holds just under a litre. So that's roughly, very roughly, about 100 millilitres of product to 900 millilitres of water. So you never need a litre really to do one car. 500 millilitres is enough. So realistically, you'll be putting in about 45 to 50 millilitres of this to around 400 millilitres of water to get you to sort of halfway roughly in the lance. So 1 to 9 I think is roughly what they're saying with the product ratios. In terms of what you put in your wash bucket, well, the original Adam's Car Shampoo says 1 to 2 fluid ounces. This product's supposed to be 4 times the concentration, so really going by that you'd probably need to use about half a fluid ounce. I'd probably put a little bit more in the bucket. When you're dosing in a snow foam lance, it's quite easy, to get reasonably accurate ratios, and you're putting them into the lance, and you can mark up your lance, your different products and all that sort of stuff. In the bucket, we tend to just kind of squirt them in. And with this, you probably want to be careful because of the concentration that you don't overuse it, because it is more expensive. So I'd probably start with 1 fluid ounce in your bucket and see how you get on. That's roughly what I used, and I put a sort of trail over the Adam's wash pad as well, and that seemed to work reasonably well. So let's go through what we've done in this video. So we've used the product as a pre-wash on the M140 that's got that kind of spring summer type of dusty, polleny kind of debris off trees, type of stuff. The things they describe in the product label as what it's going to kind of remove, and it's removed that fine, but it wasn't testing the product heavily. In the winter months when you get kind of like heavy road film, typically I'll go to certain products that I know can really break that road film down, and a pH neutral, typically I don't use them in the winter when I really want to get as much of that film off as I can. Can't test that on that film because it just doesn't exist at that time of year, but I suspect it won't be as potent as like a high alkaline or other sort of formats of offerings that Adams probably have in their lineup. So it's more of a light LSP safe pre-wash, if you like, but it removed, you know, it removed all of that dust and pollen and debris that was on the car well enough. Let's talk about foaming. So the product was quite thick, white, you know, quite foamy. Not the foamiest pre-wash I've ever used. Magnifoam, I think, would get that title. That stuff's like shaving foam. This wasn't like shaving foam. It was just like I described in the Adams car shampoo video. It's like a thick milkshake. It still clings to the panel well. The number one thing is it doesn't dry as quickly as other products, which was really important for me today because the sun is beating down. And on one side of the car that the sun was hitting, it was very, very hot. And the product allowed me to kind of put the foam there and not have to kind of almost rinse it off literally after 30 seconds. I could leave it there and go around and do the whole car and come back round. It was just starting to dry. This product is not, it will dry on you, okay, but it won't dry as quickly as other kind of detergents or pre-washes that I've used. So it's still ticked the box on that sun-safe kind of thing and giving you a longer working time in the hot weather. Right, as with any video, probably the easiest thing for me to do is go through the pros and cons with this, and it's important to cover both. You know, you've got to delve into the negatives with everything, or it's pointless kind of reviewing them. So let's start with the cons. The obvious one that I have to talk about, or else it just wouldn't be a fair review, is the price. £15 for 473 millilitres of product. Now the Adams is £10 for 473 millilitres. So this is 50% more expensive, and that 50% translates through to the gallon. So this is about £42, and this is £60 per US gallon. So 50% more expensive. The Adams shampoo, car shampoo, is priced roughly on the market. There are cheaper ones, no doubt. There's significantly cheaper ones, but most of the ones from sort of the premium brands are around about that price category. Some a little bit more, 11, 12. At £15, this is getting towards the top end of how much you will pay for a kind of car shampoo that you could use as a pre-wash. The counter argument for that is obviously that the product is claimed at 4 times the concentration. It seems it's more concentrated to me. So you could argue that at 4 times the concentration and only 50% extra cost, it's good value. But the things that counteract that for me is I can get the most out of the extra concentration by dosing it accurately in my snow foam lance and measuring out how much I need for that particular product and sticking to it and using that, and perhaps use less than I would the Adams car shampoo. When I'm putting it into a bucket, I'm not going to be dosing this, you know, generally. You know, you saw me doing that dosing thing on the 10 bucket wash method video. That's just a bit of fun. I do not dose these out that accurately unless I really have to. You know, the more concentrated they are, the more careful you have to be at dosing. But typically I'll, you know, squirt some of this into the wash bucket, squirt some of it over the mitt, and away I go. When I do that, I'm probably going to be using more product than I need to with this. If it's 4 times as concentrated, then that perhaps implies you only need you know, less than a fluid ounce, maybe even half a fluid ounce per wash bucket. It doesn't actually say. So that's one thing that's a bit of a concern for me, is that will I have the discipline to only use half a fluid ounce or less than a fluid ounce? And I probably won't, because I just like to get it all over the mitt. So it's going to cost me more money to use the Ultra Foam Shampoo over the normal Adams car shampoo. So following on from that, another negative I wrote here is you need to be mindful of concentration when you're, particularly when you're just squirting it into the bucket, because you might be using too much product. That was the other one. What else did I put about this? as a pre-wash, this Ultra Foam Shampoo is not some heavy duty road film remover. There are other products I'll turn to, you know, high alkaline pre-washes that I've talked about on this that I would use and I would lean to in the winter where there's no sun and the road film is thick on the car, that will have probably more of an impact on road film than a pH neutral shampoo type pre-wash. I haven't tested that though, so that's kind of like, you know, I haven't got the conditions to test it, but that's just kind of my thoughts. I would use this in the summer more than the winter for light pre-washing. Right, going over to the pros. It's delivered on its sun-safe claims. The main thing about this sun-safe claim that I think is that it actually takes longer for these suds to dry out than other shampoos, which gives you a little bit more time to get all the pre-wash around the car. With other ones, you can put them on one side, you know, if the sun's hitting that side of the car, and you go round, by the time you got around the car, it's gone bone dry and you're covered in soap stains and they can be nasty on the glass. It still will dry on you eventually, okay? Most of it's going to be water when it's all mixed down and coming out through your lance. So it's not impossible to dry this out, but it just takes longer from the testing that I've done on the test panels sitting outside in the sun. So it's delivered on its sun-safe, slow drying, you know, less kind of streaking, which is the main reason that I really like the Adams shampoo. So they're probably using the same technology in this particular product, so you assume. It is thick, it is foamy, and it is slick, just like the Adams car shampoo, which I like. You know, I'm not asking these products to do a massive amount of cleaning, especially on a day like today after I've pre-washed the car. But I just like to have loads of foam there, whether you need it or not. Some people say you shouldn't and all that, or whatever, you know, we've all got different opinions. I just like to load the pad up with loads of kind of foam. That's just me, and I always will, regardless of what I'm told. So it delivers on that front. It's just as slick, or perhaps even slicker than the Adams shampoo. Very hard to tell. Another positive that I've mentioned here, sometimes you can fill put a shampoo in a bucket, foam it all up, and then by the time you've got around half of the car, the foam's disappeared and you've got to kind of like blast it all back up to get the foam back. Well, the foam sticks around well in this, so there's always, no matter where you are, even towards the end of the wash, you've still got loads of foam in the top of the bucket to get onto the mitt and then onto the panels, which is what I like. So that's a good tick box. And overall, a good amount of cleaning power generally for a pH neutral, LSP safe product. Okay guys, overall conclusions and summaries. I'm going to be doing a video soon because I've got a problem now where all my detailing shelves are just busting with product and there's no room for anything. And I kind of want to make a list of everything I need and then get the good quantities, bulk quantities of that in, and then create a lot of space. And as part of that kind of process, I need to pick a single shampoo really, which is going to deliver everything I want it to deliver. And I don't know what that is at the moment, but Adams is going to be in that contention list for sure. The problem is I will have to pick between one of these two products because there's no point really in having both of them. And there's little arguments for either one. As a pre-wash, the Ultra Foam Shampoo might have a little bit more kick at the concentration that it gives you. I'm not too really, I wouldn't favour it because of the high foaming thing. The Adams shampoo is quite foamy as well at the same concentration, but it is, I believe them, if they say it's 4 times as concentrated, it is. It's a little bit more potent. That creates some negative things that I ran through when I did the cons, that in real life terms, I want a shampoo I can just throw in my bucket. With this stuff, you need to be mindful of dosage, I think, and use less, and I'm not sure if I'll be disciplined. So really, the extra concentration, which is always something we always like it if we feel we're getting a really high concentrated product, but I've got to pay an extra 50% for that, and I don't think I'm going to get the full benefits out of it because I'm not that disciplined. In summary, the main reason I like this product is because of the way it doesn't dry as quickly as other soaps, and you know, it helps reduce the water spotting issue. But the Adams car shampoo, the normal one, does that just as well as the Ultra Foam shampoo, and I can still clean my car just as well with the Adams shampoo. And the big trade-off is, do I go 50% extra cost for 4 times the concentration? And quite simply in my head, I am happy with the Adams car shampoo. that I could use it as a pre-wash in the summer and it will do what I need it to do. I'm not asking it to really break down heavy road film. It's not what I need it to do. I don't have that type of dirt on the car this time of year. So it's really all about that kind of extra working time. So that's it, guys, really. The Ultra Foam Shampoo has impressed me. It is a solid product, and I'm getting down into micromanagement around this because I've got so many shampoos here and I'm picking really small things that are leaning me one way or the other. I think this Ultra Foam Shampoo was going to have to literally knock my socks off and really kind of like give me some sort of performance that the Adams car shampoo wasn't giving me, and I can't measure that extra performance. I perhaps can see as a pre-wash it might be a little bit more potent, a little bit thicker. In the bucket I can't tell the difference, so it's a decision on paying more for concentration or paying less for a concentration that I'm pretty happy with. And I think, like I've said, overall the Adams car shampoo is so good, that would be the one that I would go for. Not everyone will agree with me, I know that, and this is definitely still a very good car soap. So that is the Adams Ultra Foam Shampoo video, guys. Hope it was useful. Anyone who's used this, let me know what you think about it. Put it in the comments as always and I'll read it. We will be doing a video at some point on shampoo where I try and pick one out of all the ones that I've kind of encountered on the channel, which will be a tough one to do, but it's going to have to be good to beat this Adams stuff, because none of them so far have had this kind of ability to not dry as quickly, which is something that's very useful for me in the summer, like I've said many times. So thanks very much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon for more videos on the Forensics Detailing channel. Bye for now.
Holding on to what I knew, but the moment's gone. Where was I when